So we're just going to quickly go through a couple online resources that can help answer any questions that you might have about Audacity on your own. The first of which is the Audacity Manual, which I will drop as a link in the description. Many important things about this manual is that it can tell you more specific things about like the menu bar, what the toolbars happen to do. So you can learn about all the things that you see in the toolbars. You can learn more about the different track settings. So what are mono tracks, what are stereo tracks, what are other types of tracks that exist. For the sake of example, this top highlighted track here is a stereo track. In fact, all of these are stereo tracks. And you can tell that because there's two lines of sound that for my purposes right now are exactly the same. But the top line would typically correspond with what we can consider the left headphone. The bottom line tends to correspond with what we can consider the right headphone. And you can manipulate these to pan one way or the other so that if you wanted to do something fancy where you have sound come in through one ear and then kind of swoop around and then leave through the other ear, you're able to do that. Some other helpful information is there's information about effects, and there's a whole list of the effects here, what they specifically mean, what they specifically do. So for example, if you wanted to learn more about the reverb effect and you're playing with it in Audacity, but suddenly this dialog window pops up and it has all of these different categories and you're not sure exactly what they mean, one cool thing is that Audacity does tend to automatically generate, so you can just let it go and see what happens. But if you're curious for more information, going to the Audacity manual is a really good way of getting a sense for what exactly it means when it says tone low, or what exactly it means when it says wet only, because these terms are not necessarily intuitive to us. A couple other really helpful resources that I have found are Reddit related, so one of which is the Audacity Subreddit. And if you're new to Reddit, basically what this is a crowdsourced community of people who post in specific forums, essentially. You can filter by what's hot, what's new, what are the top trending topics today, this week, this month, this year, of all time. Another subreddit that's really helpful is a subreddit called Are the MusicMakers. And again, like you can see, people are posting all the time. This is going to include people who are totally new to music creation. This will also include people who have been producing music for years and years and years. One thing that I find to be helpful is that Reddit's search term itself, its search bar is not particularly helpful or robust. So I usually go to Google and I'll type in Reddit, We Are the MusicMakers, and then the keyword that I'm looking for, like microphone. And I'm just going to click on this top link to show you an example, but I am curious about what the best microphones are. I'm curious about cost effectiveness. Somebody has probably already asked a similar question to the one that I have, and then people post responses. So this is where I learned that an SM57 is a good place to start. An SM58 is the next model up that has a pop filter for vocals. This is literally the thread where I found more information about an interface. People have opinions on, whether or not you want to use a USB microphone. They've recommended the Yeti Blue, which actually is more expensive than the SM57, 58, so that's kind of interesting. But yeah, so use Google, enjoy, and have fun.